Hey guys, Bill from Topaz, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a classic Porsche for you, and it's 993 Turbo. And it's not a normal turbo. This car's had a phenomenal life. And the reason why I say that is because the car has actually been, back then, there wasn't a Porsche exclusive department. There was a Porsche Wishes department. And actually, what the first owner has opted for was the WLS2 package, and what that meant is that it had essentially the Turbo S engine in it. This car's only done 5,000 miles, so it's literally mint as in terms of the car, in terms of the way it is, in terms of the paintwork is absolutely fantastic. Now, it's a very unique car, as I said, it's a very, very special car. The 993 Turbo S's are very expensive cars, and this having essentially the same engine but not having the Turbo S badge, you can't tell anything. There's more power increase on it. It actually has 400 horsepower, the normal turbo. This has 450 horsepower, again, all from the factory. And actually, the cool thing is, this car is the last 993 Turbo to come to the UK, which is also why it makes it so special. So our friends at DK Engineering has sent us over the car. We've got some challenges on it because there's some old paint protection film that I don't know how it's going to look like when we're going to remove it, because film back then was very, very bad quality. So removing it might be a bit of an issue, but we'll see how we get on. But anyway, it's a cool video. It's in forest green metallic, which is one of my very favorite colors when it comes to old school cars. Now, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this, so I'll catch up with you at the end of the video so I can go through what happened with us removing this paint protection film. Let's see. This 993 isn't filthy, but it definitely is not clean and to enter our workshop. We start by decontaminating the wheels with our Topaz wheel cleaner. It's a non-acidic formula dissolving particles like brake dust, allowing them to be easily brushed off and rinsed off. We use wheel willies for the wheels. They're great brushes, and we've actually collaborated with them to have our own line of Topaz wheel willies in our car care store. These soft brushes lift the dirt from the wheel and wheel nuts without risking damage. Once this is done, each wheel is carefully rinsed, washing away the dirt. A tip for you guys at home is to do this regularly on your wheels so you don't risk the brake dust baking onto the wheels and then essentially creating pitting, which you'll never be able to remove without fully refurbishing the wheel. Next, we carefully brush every aperture and panel gap with the fine horsehair brushes. Brushing is pretty much the only way to loosen dirt from the gaps. You have to be very careful when doing this though, because you can risk marring of the paintwork if it's not done correctly. Again, this is just to be rinsed away and to remove any dirt that has been loosened. Notice how details never hold the jet wash too close to the car. Try to stay around 3 feet from the paintwork to avoid any risk of damage. Next, we use a lamb's wool wash mitt with our luxury car shampoo. It's formulated to cleanse the paintwork in one easy step, allowing dirt to safely and easily be lifted from the paint. Our guys use the twin bucket grit guard system to make sure they minimize any risk of scratching the paintwork and inducing swirl marks. Once the whole car is shampooed, it's ready to be rinsed. Warm water helps to rinse away any contaminants on the car, but we're not done yet. As the car is having PPF, it's essential that the paint has nothing embedded in it. I'm talking about virtually invisible particles that stick to the clear coat over the years.
We carefully clay bar all over the car to lift the contaminants. This was a brand new clay bar, but look at it now. All the contaminants have come off the paint and actually into the clay bar. Before installing our PPF, our team first had to remove the old PPF already on the car. This turned out to be more of a challenge than we have hoped for. I'll talk a bit more about this and why at the end of the video. After any necessary paint correction is carried out, the PPF process can begin. Our installers backroll into place every section of PPF on the car. You can see in this shot, the wings are one piece of film. We pride ourselves in being able to protect most of the panels and car in single pieces. This means fewer joins on the car and the best possible protection and aesthetics. We cut these sections from our database of designs. Every design is produced in-house rather than off the shelf for the best possible fit. The reason we backroll the film is to expose the minimum area to any dust that might be in the air. Our workshop air is actually purified to remove dust, but you can never be 100% sure. We've actually worked with our manufacturer of film over the years to give us the best possible optical clarity in the film. Long gone are the days where we sort of have yellowish, orange peely PPF, and believe me, it's totally different now. Technology has moved on substantially. Once the sheet is on the car, our installers move it around using our slip solution. This literally allows them to slip the film into place, making sure that every edge is where it needs to be. Once they're happy, they can start to fix them into place, tacking down the corners. All the solutions and bubbles are squeegeed out from under the film. This allows the adhesive to fix the film to the car. This process is done carefully to make sure there is no damage to the film or the car. You can see once the film has actually been squeegeed, it is virtually invisible on the car. The idea of PPF is protected without any way taking away from the looks of the car or the aesthetics. Actually, in most cases, it enhances dulled paint. We've even doubled up the protection in some of the higher impact areas. Our PPF is always designed to wrap around leading edges where possible. This makes the film look better on the car and leaves no unnecessary exposure to road rash. Finally, the film is heat locked down with hot air, which, as the name suggests, locks the film into place, preventing it from lifting on the road. We also use soft cards to aid this process and guarantee the film stays where it should do. Once the PPF is completed, our detailers go over the whole car to make sure it's perfect. All of the glass is treated, as well as the interior, and finally a last touch is given to all of the bodywork with our quick detailer. Now that the car is looking amazing, we can show you the final result.
And there you have it, guys. That was the video, and as you can see, getting rid of that old film was an absolute nightmare. It really was. It took about 5 guys a day and a half to remove it. Every time they removed a tiny bit, even a centimeter or an inch, depending which country you're in, it left residue behind, and it was just literally just peeling off little bit by little bit by little bit. It was a nightmare. But we knew this is what was going to happen. It's one of those things. Technology of PPF has totally changed since it was like back then, where, you know, things like this just don't happen now. But anyway, it's a phenomenal car. I'm really glad that I was able to show this to you, and I'm glad that DK Engineering gave us the car to work on. It's an epic car. It's an epic color, 5,000 miles, Turbo S engine. Oh, it's amazing, amazing car. So to go through what we did, again, just a recap, we decontaminated the paintwork, making sure that the paintwork is absolutely stunning underneath the film, and then putting paint protection film on every single part that's painted essentially, and then the car is now able to go and be sold to the new owner. I'm sure he's going to love it. Now, you guys probably have noticed recently that the office has changed, or my positioning has changed in my office, and that's because I've actually refurbished my office. It's totally changed, and as you can see behind me, the walls are bare. There's nothing on them apart from wallpaper. And I want to see if you guys can give me a suggestion of what I should put behind me on these walls. And then what I plan to do afterwards, once everything is all done, I plan to do a little office tour to show you where I am situated in the Topaz building, and then you can get to see what I've chosen to put on which wall. But again, your comments are very important. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. What should I do? What should I put on the walls behind me? Let me know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video of the 993. I know I enjoyed having the car here. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.